Good afternoon, children. We are here again, continuing with our geography class about the coastal plain. Now, as previous day, I was not very much audible to you all. Today, I will do the map work of the coastal plain. Along with that, we will do the map work of Thought Desert and also the island groups. So when we are doing the coastal plain map work, so I would like just to point out some of the main features of the Indian coastal plain. Now the Indian coastal plain is a long distance, covers a long distance of 7,516 kilometers. This includes the distance of the total coastal area of our mainland and also the coastal areas of our island groups. There are two major island groups, the Andaman Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal and the Lakshadweep in the Arabian Sea. Including these two island groups, we have a total coastal plain of 7,516.6 kilometers. Now, this coastal plain is not uniform in its width. The major two divisions of Indian coastal plain lies along the west coast of India and the east coast of India. The west coast of India is again divided into three parts. The state of Maharashtra and Goa has the Konkan coast. Here the people living along the coast have a language known as Konkani. So the term Konkan has been used. The second part or the middle part of the western coastal plain is known as Kannada coast. This Kannada coast lies in Karnataka and the main language spoken here is Kannada. So the term Kannada coast has been used. The third part or the lowest part stretches in Kerala and it is known as Malabar coast. Though Malabar is not a language spoken in Kerala, it's Malayalam, but still it is known as Malabar coast. Now these three coastlines, that is the Konkan coast, the Kannada coast and the Malabar coast, seems to be sandwiched between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. In your previous videos, you have learned that Western Ghats encloses a narrow coastal plain. Western Ghat runs very close to the western coastal plain and hence this western coastal plain seems to be sandwiched between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. Along the western coastal plain, we find several features like, for example, there are lagoons, there are of course some beaches, there are sandbanks, so there are gulfs. So different features exist along the coastal plain. I will give you the images as well as the notes in my next video when I have the Cisco WaveX class. And this coastline, western coastal plain, has suffered faulting. Many millions of years back they had suffered faulting. So some part has a lower level, some parts of the coastal plain has a higher level. There are short streams which are coming down the Western Ghats and they are draining into the Arabian Sea. Apart from that, there are major rivers like Narmada and Tapi which also drains into the Arabian Sea. Turning towards the eastern side, we have the eastern coastal plain. The eastern coastal plain is very much unlike the western coastal plain because the eastern coastal plain is wider. It is wide mainly because some major rivers have deposited lot of alluvial sediments and the plain is fertile, agriculturally productive and it is dominated by alluvial soil. Now the eastern coastal plain has delta, and the major rivers are Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. But the western coastal plain do not have any deltas because the rivers do not have time to deposit sediments on the land before joining the sea. But in the eastern coastal plain, the rivers slowly flow down and they deposit the sediments before joining the sea, forming large fertile deltas. This eastern coastal plain stretches from Orissa West Bengal border and continues southward till Kanyakumari, whereas the western coastal plain continued from Maharashtra till Kanyakumari. The other name of Kanyakumari is Cape Comorin. Now this eastern coastal plain is divided into two parts. The northern part, that is covering the state of Orissa and half of Andhra Pradesh till our till our Krishna Godavari delta, is known as the northern Sircars. Of course, we will get that regionally they are known as Utkal coast in Orissa, they are known as Andhra coast in Andhra Pradesh, but together we call it as the northern Sircars from the Orissa West Bengal border till the Krishna delta, and from the Krishna delta, which covers half of Andhra Pradesh till Kanyakumari, which covers Tamil Nadu also, is known as Coromandel coast. So the two parts of eastern coastal plain is the northern Sircars and the Coromandel coast. So the eastern coastal plain is much wider than the western coastal plain. It is divided into two parts. There are alluvial plains, and apart from that there are few lakes along the eastern coastal plain. The Chilka lake in Orissa is the largest lake of our country. Now this Chilka lake has an opening to the sea, and so it is a lagoon. Similarly, in Kerala we have Vembanad lake, which is also a lagoon. So what is a lagoon? A lagoon is a shallow part of the sea which is partly enclosed by land. A little bit part of land has covered it from one side, and there is an opening to the sea. So the depth of the water is shallow. So I had said a shallow part of the sea which is partly enclosed by land. In Kerala, these lagoons are also known as backwaters. Locally, they are also known as kayals, and they are mainly used for these boat races. The boat races are very common during the Onam festival, and these boat races are known as Vallam Kali. So children, now let me start with the map work. I hope you all are ready with your map, and use the index. Give the heading as I have given. You can write the index on the map, or you can write it in the adjacent side or the adjacent paper, because on the practical page you will paste the map on the white side, and you will write the details, that is the index, on the rule side. Or if you are not doing so, you can write on the map itself. So let us see how far we can do the map work. So let's continue. Take out your map, be ready. You can use your colors, proper colors you can use, as I have limited resources at home, so I'm little bit using colors which I should not use, but you can easily use different kinds of color for showing the different kinds of features. So now children, let us do the map work of Thought Desert, of the coastal plain and the island groups. So I have given you the index. So in the index you can see number 1 is Thought Desert. Number 2, Konkan Coast. Number 3, Kannada Coast. Number 4, Malabar Coast. Number 5, Coromandel Coast. Number 6, Northern Sarkars. Number 7, Lakshadweep. Number 8, Andaman and Nicobar. Number 9, Kutch Peninsula. Number 10, Kathiawar Peninsula. So the first one is the Thought Desert. So for Thought Desert, this part of Rajasthan, you have already studied that the Thought Desert extends in the western part of Rajasthan, west of the Aravalli range. Little bit part of Haryana and Punjab also comes, but the major part is in Rajasthan. So you will draw a line in this way from, you can identify this bend, just little bit above this bend, we will draw a semicircle in this way and color this portion with your yellow color. I have used a yellow color to denote the desert area. Okay. So this one, number 1 is Thought Desert. You will color yellow here also so that both of them matches. Number 2, the second one is the Konkan Coast. The Konkan Coast stretches along the border of Maharashtra and Goa. You can identify this nose. This nose is Mumbai. It is the location of Mumbai. So little bit above this nose, we will take the line and very narrowly you will draw it along the coastal plain of Maharashtra. Goa is this much portion. So Maharashtra and Goa. Covering Maharashtra and Goa, we have the Konkan Coast. Put an arrow right to here. Okay. Number 3 is the Kannada Coast. So Kannada Coast is in Karnataka. It is not very much long in size. It is rather a shorter one which extends only in Karnataka. You must be using a political map. So in the political map you will easily get the border of the coastline. So this is number 3, our Kannada Coast. The last one, that is our Malabar Coast. Malabar Coast is in Kerala. It is rather a longer one, and this coast of Kerala is known as Malabar Coast. So put an arrow and write number 4 here. Now one thing here is important, children, that is here in your map you will find that it is drawn in this way. So this part is, in fact, this area is a lagoon. The lagoon, which name is Vembanad Lake. You will not do the map work of Vembanad here, children, because we will do it in the next chapter, that is drainage chapter. It's a lagoon. I have told you what's a lagoon, already informed you. This lagoon, Vembanad, is mainly used for boat races during the Onam festival. Now coming to the next one, that is our Coromandel Coast. So here we have the Godavari and Krishna Delta. I had shown you in my previous video, in my previous class. So half of this, that is from here, we will take it in this way. It's a wider one. So south of Krishna Godavari Delta, we have this Coromandel Coast. Number 5. And then we have the Northern Sarkars, which extends from this part till here. This entire portion is the Northern Sarkars, number 6. Now here again we have this Chilka Lake. This Chilka Lake is the largest lake of our country, which has an opening to the sea. Here this portion is Bay of Bengal, so there is an opening to the sea, and so it is a lagoon. So we have done these portions. Then we have the island groups, that is the Lakshadweep. You have done this in your chapter 1. So this one is Lakshadweep. You will write number 7 here. Lakshadweep. And the next one, that is Andaman and Nicobar Islands, is this one. So number 8 is Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Then I have given Kutch Peninsula, Kathiawar Peninsula. Though in your NCERT book they are not considered as parts of coastal plain, but they are having a border with the Arabian Sea. So this one is Kutch Peninsula. Number 9 is Kutch Peninsula. The upper part is Kutch Peninsula. And number 10 here is the Kathiawar Peninsula. The Kutch Peninsula and Kathiawar Peninsula. Here we are having the Gulf of Kutch, and this one we have as Gulf of Hambat. So the math work of your second chapter is completed. So we will now proceed to the next physical division, that is the last one, island group, in my next class. Now children, after completing the math work, let us discuss the answers of the questions that I had given you as homework in the previous class, that is when I was doing the theoretical portion of the coastal plain. So my first question was, name the physiographic units that borders the Thar Desert. So physiographic units here means the physical features. So for Thar Desert, the physical features that are bordering it is the Aravalli range in the eastern and the northeastern side, the Great Rann of Kutch in the southern side, and the alluvial plains of the Indus River in the western and northwestern side. So I am again repeating the answer. It is the Aravalli range in the eastern and the northeastern side, the Great Rann of Kutch in the southern side, and in the western and northwestern side it is the alluvial plains of river Indus. The second question was, what kind of climatic condition prevail in the Thar Desert? So as we all know children, that the Thar Desert is an area where the conditions are very hot with very little rainfall, isn't it? So the climatic condition here is very hot and dry weather with rainfall is limited to 10 to 50 centimeter, 10 centimeter to 50 centimeter, which generally occurs from July to September. And in case of temperature, you will write it is a very hot and dry area, enjoys hot and dry conditions. The next question is, name the two types of sand dunes found in Thar Desert. So the two types of sand dunes are the longitudinal dunes or shapes. The second one is crescentic dunes or barkhans. So you can also write just crescentic dunes and longitudinal dunes. Crescentic dunes and longitudinal dunes. My fourth question was, which is the main river of Thar Desert and what type of vegetation occurs here? So the main river which is flowing here is Luni, and the vegetation mainly consists of plants which have long roots and the leaves are reduced to thorns. So thorny vegetation with long routes. My next question was, which man-made structure is converting the desert into agriculturally productive area? So the man-made structure which is supplying water to the vast desert area is the Indira Gandhi Nahar project. Indira Gandhi Nahar project will be the answer. Next question was, name the main division of Indian coastal plain with their states. So you have to name the division. First you will write West Coastal Plain or Western Coastal Plain. Then you will write Konkan Coast. The states are Maharashtra and Goa. Then Kannada Coast. State is Karnataka. Malabar Coast and the state is Kerala. Then you will write Coromandel Coast. The state is Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. And then you will write Northern Sircars. Again the state is Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. My next question was, name the major deltas found along the eastern coastal plain. So the deltas are of rivers Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. So the main deltas are formed by the rivers Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. My question number 8 was, what type of marine erosional features are seen around our coastal plain? Now in this case, children, you will write from the notes. The answer is cliff, sandbars, lagoons, backwaters. So these are the main features which are found. Estuaries, creeks. So in my next class, I will try to show you the images of all these different features, and I will also give you the accurate definitions along with the images. My next question was, name the two peninsulas present along the western part of India. So the two peninsulas are the Kutch Peninsula and the Kathiawar Peninsula. So children, you all know a peninsula is an area which is surrounded by water on three sides. So Kutch Peninsula and Kathiawar Peninsula. And the last question was, in which state of India do we have the largest lake along the coastal plain? Name the lake. So the lake is the Chilka Lake and the state is Odisha. So children, this much for today. For your homework, you will complete the map work, do the map work neatly, and also complete the answers if you have not done. I have given the answer. If you have completed, cross check your answer. So thank you children. I hope that we meet again next time in the Cisco WebEx class. Thank you again.